Hello everybody, and welcome to another Future of the Fortress read-along. For those of you who are unaware, the Future of the Fortress is a monthly Q&A discussion that happens on the Bay 12 forums, hosted by Tarn concerning Dwarf Fortress. These discussions range from simple Q&A to community brainstorming sessions, as well as far-off future features. If you'd like to take part in these discussions, I will leave a link to the actual forum post down below, where you can make an account, and then in green text, ask Tarn questions to be answered at the start of the next month. I take these forum posts and I condense them down into a digestible video format for you. And these range in length. This month's is a little bit short, so at the end of the video I will also be discussing Tarn's recent video, talking about the progress that he's made on the beta branch of Dwarf Fortress for Adventure Mode. And then I'll be adding a few thoughts at the end. So, without further ado, let's start off with the Bay 12 Games report for August 2nd, 2024. Toady writes, cruising into August, with a few more menus and features to revamp to get us through the Adventure Mode beta. The main one being the Quest and Info Journal. After those menus are up, we'll finally be tackling the tutorial and chosen part. Much of that has been planned in detail, and I have some fun prototypes working. I'm not sure which ones will make it in, but it should be a trip. 13,000 copies in July have been sold, mostly on the strength of the back half of the summer sale. I would like to add that it's been a while since we've had some writings from Zach in these, and I miss those. I hope we get those again. For the actual Q&A itself, the first question comes in from Cripperum, and they say, maybe it's a little late, but I'm curious. Was it an option to release Dwarf Fortress Classic version of the game for free on Steam, and the graphics and sound of premium version as a paid DLC? And Tarn's response is, it was an option, but then we'd lead with ASCII screenshots on the main Dwarf Fortress page, which would be pretty confusing to people who heard the game got an overhaul for Steam. The next question comes in from DPH Kraken, and they say, adventurers that lead their own group can demand leaders pay homage to them. Is this a prelude to civilizations being able to generate with feudal relations? And Tarn's response is, we have the names, relationship chains with the dwarven nobility already, baron, etc. And in our head, the obligations are there too. We just need more army stuff so that people can be called up to do things. The next question comes in from Afghani84, and they say, as someone who is hoping that the addition of Putnam leads to some outstanding bugs fixed, I was wondering why completed bug reports do not seem to show on the bug tracker. It only shows 5 completed reports since December 2023. With all the versions since then, surely more than 5 bugs have been fixed, right? So is the tracker out of date, or what am I missing here? And Tarn quotes a Spatula 66 in their response first, so I will read that. And they say, there are a ton of bugs that are misidentified as not fixed when they are clearly fixed. And Tarn's response is, yeah, there have been plenty more bug fixes than 5, but they have come from bigger revamps, or from Putnam in the Discord. In the current workflow, it's harder to keep up with or use the tracker properly. I think things will be settling down into a different pattern though, once Adventure Mode is out of beta. The next question comes in from Roke. I probably butchered that one. Hey editor, can you fix that one in post? Yeah, thank you. And they ask, I wonder how much work it would be to fix the issues with reclaiming forts. With the Adventure Mode edition, it would be very interesting to build a fort, retire my adventurer in my fort, and reclaim it. Maybe even pay a visit to the goblin civilization that is attacking my fort, eliminating its leader and sacrificing my adventurer in the process. It was inevitable. The current stockpile issues makes me hesitant to leave my fort and reclaim it later. And Tarn's response is, we've done a bit with scattering on unretire and reclaimed forts since the Steam launch. There has also been a few reports of disappearing forts now. That's a new one for me. Aside from that, I don't think the remaining issues are a ton of work. And then a double-parter from DPH Kraken. I will split them up for your convenience. And they say, making another post for this month. I'm really enjoying the adventure and crafting system, on top of the V51 Adventure Mode overhaul, as I am working on my own mod to bring it more on par with Fortress Mode's level of industrial capability. Plenty of prior art, but having version 50's selection system is a huge leg up for extensibility. The default adventure reactions list product tokens, even though they are optional. What was the design intent behind this? It has proved inadvertently future-proof, as I was able to select the stone axe recreation to exclude the handle as a decoration. And Tarn's response is product token used in either the old or new interface? When I use lowercase token strings like that, I'm generally thinking of them as doubling for an interface display string when there is not a separate option to designate that. And DPH Kraken's second question is, are there any individual sounds planned for crafting, by skill or by specific reaction, in either mode? I would love to hear the items drop into the carpenter's workshop, and then hear my dwarf or adventurer sawing away. And Tarn's response is, after the addition of sounds to adventure mode, it has become necessary to revisit fort mode audio. Yeah, we'll be on that, sometime around when adventure mode leaves beta. So do you remember how at the beginning of this video I mentioned that this was a bit of a short one? Well, this is what I mean. It has been quite short. There was a question that I ended up leaving out because it just kind of became a string of talking about a fake sale that wasn't actually fake. You can go read it if you'd like. It's in the link in the description of this video. But there's another thing that was released relatively recently that I've been planning to cover in some format, and that's Tarn's summer update video. I'll have my editor put it here. No, okay, come on. You can zoom in a little bit. And big in it, make it bigger. Big. Okay, that's too big. Okay, let's shrink it back down, and okay, that's good. Right there. Perfect. This is a video called Tarn Time, which is the official branding for the quarterly Dwarf Fortress updates that KitFox is now doing in video format with Tarn. Essentially, I'd think of it as a summary of recent patches. I'm just going to quickly skim this, show some highlights, and then talk about them. However, I won't be showing much of the video because a lot of it is stuff that I have already covered extensively.
Okay, so this is another one of our sort of seasonal update videos. So it's summer 2024. We're trying to get it out of beta. That's the focus now. I've got to get that done. Fortress mode, adventure mode, and legends mode, and that we can just continue on with the project as sort of a unified project. So I'm just working. Focused on adventure mode now. In May, we did the trade and barter menu. Then after that, in beta 15, I believe we added the abilities menu. So you can, if you learn the secrets of life and death, you can use them, and you can raise the dead. You can pet animals again. Then after that, we did butchery, the movement indicators, attack indicators, dodge indicators. So that's almost everything. And kind of the last big thing to handle is softening that a little bit so that we have sort of a tutorial kind of mode when you can do this sort of chosen mode where you assume a character of some more importance than normal and can sort of talk to your deity or to a priest in a temple and get a more focused experience. Basically touch a number of the systems so you feel comfortable with the mode, adventure mode. Then when you go back and play a regular character who isn't sort of guided by deities and things, you understand how the game works. You can go visit your old fortresses and just tie the modes together as you wish. Once that's completed, we'll get adventure mode out of beta and get started working on both modes again.
The first thing I really want to highlight in this video is that Tarn seems excited when he's talking about the chosen stuff. Now, of course, that means the addition of new content, Tarn getting to work on different new systems. It's been a while since we've seen him talk like this. For the past several years, all he's been working on is arranging buttons on menus, and not actually developing the game in a forward direction in any meaningful sense. This has been his first opportunity to do that in a very long time. If I take a chunk out of the Bay 12 Games report, which I read at the start of the video, where he says that he's cruising into August with a few more menus and features to revamp to get us through the adventure mode beta. The main ones being the quest and journal info screen. After those menus are up, we'll be tackling the tutorial and chosen part. Much of that has been planned in detail, and I have some fun prototypes working. That last line is very important. Much of that has been planned in detail. Adventure mode has been in beta since April, and we are now in August, so it has been a good chunk of time, almost 3 months. I have a heavy suspicion right now that a good portion of Tarn's time has been spent on the chosen playthrough type, which is essentially a light spattering of the myths and magic content that Tarn has been talking about since like 2016. And because of this, you see this light in his face. He's excited to work on the game again. And for me, that's one of the most important takeaways from this video. Because once Adventure Mode is out of beta, which I sound like a broken record saying at this point, things can start getting added to Fortress Mode and Adventure Mode concurrently once again. I know that there will always be a portion of the community that's upset when one or the other mode is being worked on, but just remember that the two are quite literally linked, and in order for one to be developed, the other must keep up, because they run on the same engine. Essentially, Adventure Mode development could be considered engine development for a lot of other games, and the same goes for Fortress Mode development. The quest and journal info screens are some of the ones that I'm the most excited to see going forward. Tarn does talk about that being one of the few things that they need to get to. The smells screen and all that stuff is quite simple and mostly used for hunting. And one thing that he doesn't really mention here is the building menu, but we know that that was previously stated to most likely be delayed till after the chosen stuff is in. But we'll see. All in all, it's nice to see Tarn's face again, and I hope that his international move is going smoothly. Thank you very much for watching this video. It's been a long time coming. I had some technical difficulties recently on my computer, and I wasn't able to get this up by Saturday, which was my personal goal. So instead, here it is on a Tuesday. Sorry for the delay. If you'd like to support the work that I do here, even on these shorter months, and would like to support future videos like the I Played the Worst Map in Dwarf Fortress History video that I uploaded recently, please consider supporting my blog. The initial sign-up is free, and for a couple bucks a month, you can get access to the premium posts. And for a couple more dollars, you can get some perks on my Twitch streams. This also supports my stability and ability to create videos like that really large Dwarf Fortress, almost movie-length video. I have something else in the works, and I think that you'll be excited to see it once it's out. Following my blog is the best way to keep up on the things that I'm working on. Of course, you could always simply leave a comment on this video and recommend it to a friend. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.